morning. Welcome to 49ers in 5, your daily update on everything happening with the team that you need to know. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. Today is Wednesday, October 18th, 2023. Here's what's happening with your San Francisco 49ers. We will get to the Deebo Samuel feud that just gets ratcheted up to another level. But before we do, we actually have an injury report, even though the team was off. And it's a literal injury report, and it should make you feel a little better. Matt Mayoko tweeted out, good news, quote, as I understand it, Christian McCaffrey's injury is more of a pain tolerance thing. The extra day helps. At this point, it's not out of the question. McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, and Trent Williams can all be available for Monday Night Football against the Vikings. One other factor to consider. The game is in Minnesota at US Bank Stadium. That's artificial turf. Now, maybe it's not as big a deal for Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel because they don't have foot or ankle injuries, but Trent Williams does. Do the 49ers want to take it a little easier on him and not put him on artificial turf? I don't know. We will be all ears the rest of the week as we wait and see. If Christian McCaffrey does miss the game, it'll be the first game he misses for the 49ers since coming over via trade in the middle of last year. Moving along now, I mentioned that Deebo Samuel thing. On yesterday's show, I read you some of the back and forth comments between Deebo and C.J. Gardner-Johnson, a defensive back for the Detroit Lions. Well, yesterday, he took it to another level. Here's Gardner-Johnson.
Bro, listen, don't be friendly when you see me. Because you be so flashy. You better hope, bro. You better hope all that talking you be doing when we see y'all, whatever round it may be. Because I can guard you. You can't run routes. You're a running back. You're a running back. You know, I ain't going to sit here and play with you, little boy. Just because you got a little bag, people gave you a little clout, man, you ain't nothing, bro. Stop playing.
It really stinks that we're going to have to wait until the playoffs to see these two sides match up, because if they played next week, that game would be absolutely insane. We'll see what happens, but C.J. Gardner-Johnson not backing down, and you know Deebo's not going to back down. One more soundbite I want to play for you, because also on yesterday's 49ers in 5, I played you Kyle Shanahan publicly calling out the run defense against the Cleveland Browns. Well, Eric Armstead is a member of that defense. He was a guest on KNBR yesterday, and he was asked about Shanahan's comments.
He's 100% right. 160 yards rushing is unacceptable for us. That's not our standard. That wasn't our goal going into this game. And that's not our goal each week. I talk about it on my podcast. The first thing I look at is the rushing yards total for the opponent. And if that is under 70 yards, then I would say that we probably won the game. And, our goal each week is to obviously keep them under 100. So 160 is unacceptable. Kudos and hats off to them. They came out with a lot of design runs trying to attack our team with whams, traps, toss plays, reverses. And, did a good job of managing the game and managing the clock and time of possession.
Definitely a very frustrating day all around. But look, it's a good example. If you're not on your stuff and you're not embracing your fundamentals and all of those things that go along with it, you can get beat by anybody in this league. And Kyle Shanahan has a fresh batch of film to drive that point home. We always give you one thing to read, one thing to watch, and one thing you might have missed. One thing to read on this Wednesday, Matt Barrow's Minutia Minute column is up in The Athletic. I didn't mention it earlier, but you should go read it because it's fantastic. It's loaded with just little nuggets and tidbits that are always fun to know as you go through the week and just keep in the back of your mind for week 7 against the Vikings. If you want to read it, just click the link in the description of this episode. One thing to watch, Kyle Shanahan's press conference. It has to be. We are all sitting on the edge of our seats waiting for news about Christian McCaffrey and Deebo and Trent Williams and Dre Greenlaw, frankly, because they really missed him last week. Kyle Shanahan will speak at 12:40 p.m. Pacific time today. The Niners stream that on YouTube and Twitter and other places, so definitely go and check that out. And last but not least, one thing you might have missed. If you are not a fan of Roger Goodell, unfortunately for you, I've got bad news because according to reports, Goodell just signed an extension and will be the commissioner of the National Football League through 2027. Terms of the extension, financial terms that is, were not disclosed, but Mike Florio wrote that he probably makes more than $60 million a year. Goodell became commissioner in 2006, so he will obviously end up running the league for more than 2 decades. That's a wrap on today's 49ers in 5. Please rate, review, and follow the Gold Standard Podcast Network. If you take the time to leave a review, I promise you we will read it on the show. Stay tuned for Stats and Cone. That's coming to you live. We'll stream on YouTube, on Twitch. By the way, rename the Twitch. It's all GSN 49ers now, so anything you want. GSN 49ers or Gold Standard Network on YouTube, you will be able to find us. 9 a.m. Pacific time, that show is. Please join us. We are going to have plenty to discuss. I have a feeling it's going to get a little spicy with Mr. Grant Cohn this week, so definitely hop in there. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, everybody. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. We'll talk later today.